Hello everyone, welcome back to the map of mathematics. In this video, we are going to solve this nice math Olympiad geometry challenge. And here we have a nice right triangle in which the length of its sides are a square, a cube, and a to the power of 4 respectively. And here we find the value of a. So here you see that if this is the any angle in this right triangle, and we know that the side opposite to this right angle is known as the hypotenuse, so we call a to the power of 4 as hypotenuse. And we know that the side which join right angle and the other angle, we know that this side is called the base, so we denote this a square equals to base, and the third side is called the perpendicular. So this is the perpendicular. And now because we find the value of a, so here we use the nice Pythagorean theorem. So we know that the Pythagorean theorem is stated as hypotenuse square plus base square, hypotenuse square equals to base square plus perpendicular square. So this is called the Pythagorean theorem. And now we put the now we put all the values of p, h, and b in this formula, and we obtain here a to the power of 4, because our h is a to the power of 4, so we get a to the power of 4 and its whole square equals to our base is a square, and it will becomes a square and its whole square, and perpendicular is a cubed, so we write it as a cubed and its whole square. So in the next step, we just multiply these exponents, and we write this equation as a to the power of 8 equals to, so here when we multiply these two, so we get here a to the power of 4, and when we multiply these two exponents, then we get here a to the power of 6. So now in the next step, we just rearrange the terms, and we move all these terms from right hand side to the left hand side, and it will be written as a to the power of 8 minus a to the power of 4 minus a to the power of 6, and this whole equation equals to 0. So in the next step, you see here we have a to the power of 4 be the common term, so we take common a to the power of 4, and here you get a to the power of 4 and minus, here we take common a to the power of 4 and we get minus 1, and here you take common a to the power of 4 and we get a square, and this whole equals to 0. So in the next step, here we convert this into the two cases. So our first case is we write a to the power of 4 equals to 0, and the second case is we write a to the power of 4 minus 1 minus a square equals to 0. So in the first case, here we in order to get the value of a, we will take the fourth root on both of the sides of this equation, so that this case implies that our a equals to 0. But here you see that if our a equals to 0, then it means that a square equals to 0, a cubed equals to 0, and a to the power of 4 equals to 0. So all the sides of the given triangle are equals to 0. So if our a equals to 0, it means that all the sides are 0. So here we cannot, or there is not exist a triangle. So when a equal to 0, then this case is not possible, because when a 0, then all the other sides of the triangle will become 0. So it is not possible, and we will rejected this case, because all the sides become 0 in this case. And now we proceed here this case only, and in this case first we rearrange the terms, and we write it as a to the power of 4 minus a square minus 1 equals to 0. And here we we write this a to the power of 4 as a square and its whole square minus a square minus 1 equal to 0. So you see here this equation will becomes quadratic equation in a square. Here we convert into the standard form and we put y equals to a square. So the above equation will be written as y square minus y minus 1 equals to 0. So here we use the quadratic formula in order to solve this quadratic equation. So that first we write the coefficients of this equation, and we have the value of a equals to 1, b equals to minus 1, and c equals to minus 1, and our quadratic formula will be written as minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4 times of ac divided by 2 times of a. So here we put the values of a, b and c in this quadratic formula, and we get the value of y equals to minus b, and the value of b is minus 1. So this when we put the value of b here, it will becomes plus 1 and plus minus square root of b square. So our b is minus 1 and minus 1 square becomes plus 1 and minus 4 times of ac. So our a is 1 and c is minus 1. So this minus and minus, so when we put the values here, a is 1 and c is minus 1. So this minus minus becomes plus, and this 4 ones are 4, and this whole equation divided by 2 times of a. So our a is 1 and it will becomes 2. So this equation will becomes y equals to 1 plus minus square root of 5 over 2. And now we convert this in two cases. So first we write the positive value, it is 1 plus square root of 5 over 2, and its negative value is y equals to 1 minus square root of 5 over 2. So here we put the values of y, and you see here we take y equals to a square, we put the value of y on both of these cases, and here you get a square equals to 1 plus square root of 5 over 2, and in this case we get a square equals to 1 minus square root of 5 over 2. But you know that this a square will becomes the one side of the given right triangle, or we called it as base. So this expression will becomes the negative value, and this is the side of the given right triangle. So we know that any side of right triangle is cannot be negative. So if this a square becomes negative, so it means that this case is not possible. So we will rejected this case, and we can just proceed here this case only. And in this case we will take the square root on both of the sides, and we get a equals to here we again choose the positive value, and we neglect the negative value, and we get 1 plus square root of 5 over 2. So finally we get the approximate value of a is 1.272. So this is the our final answer of this question. And thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel for more exciting videos.